everyone. In this video, I have come up with certain terms which are often used in English literature like ode, melancholy, sonnet. So what these terms actually mean? When we are studying English literature, we should be aware of the meaning of these terms. Then only we can understand what these terms means. So let's have a look. The first term that we have taken up today is melancholy. Now this word has been used in dramas, specifically Shakespeare's drama, very often. The word melancholy means the feeling of sadness and depression. It is a noun. So you experience the feeling of melancholy when you are sad and depressed. So this term has been used by Shakespeare. Like for example, the Shakespeare's heroine Ophelia of his very famous drama Hamlet was under the spell of melancholy. She was experiencing melancholy. She was experiencing sadness and depression in her life, because of which she committed suicide also in this drama. So melancholy basically refers to the feeling of sadness and depression, and it is used as a noun. The next term is soliloquy. Soliloquy basically means it's an act of speaking one's thoughts all by oneself. So many times we see in dramas or even in our real life, we speak dialogues when there is no one in front of us and we are just expressing our innermost feelings and desires, sometimes anger, sometimes feeling of happiness, and there is no one around us listening to us, but we speak out loudly. So when there is no one in front of us, still we speak and express our opinion, that is called a soliloquy. Again, Shakespeare's dramas have very famous soliloquies. For example, the Hamlet, in the drama Hamlet, there was a very famous soliloquy, to be or not to be, that is the question. So these are around 10 to 12 lines which the character Hamlet utters, which are expressing his state of mind, and he is uttering to his own self. There is no one around. So that is called a soliloquy. The next term that we often come across in the world of English literature, it is ode. So ode basically means it is a classical poem meant to be sung. A poem dedicated to a particular topic or a person. So we have seen these headings or titles of poems, Ode to Nightingale, Ode to Rebirth. So basically Ode to Nightingale or Ode to Rebirth basically means that it is devoted to Nightingale. It is devoted to the topic of rebirth, and the rhyming scheme of the poem is such that it can be converted into a song. It can be sung with the help of music. So ode has two aspects to it, that it is devoted to a particular topic. Secondly, it can be sung as a song. It was basically coming from the Greek tradition, and English poets have used this word ode. Like Ode to Nightingale, a very famous poem by John Keats. The next term is sonnet. Sonnet is a poem of 14 lines which is using any commonly used rhyming scheme. So there are many kinds of rhyming scheme, if you know in English literature, A, B, A, B, A, B, C, D. That means the last letter of each line is rhyming with either the first line is rhyming either with the fourth line, or the first line is rhyming with the second line. So there is a particular pattern or scheme. So this scheme, any particular scheme could be followed, but the poem should be of 14 lines only. Shakespeare and other writers have written many sonnets, that is, there are many poems which are of 14 lines, and it has 10 syllables in one line. 10 syllables in one line basically means it is in iambic pentameter. That means there are 5 places which are stressed in one particular line, so it has got 10 syllables. Shakespeare's sonnets are very famous sonnets. So I hope these terms are very clear to you. Thank you so much for watching.